Van was transferred into the cabin after glass pieces were taken out of her body successfully. Her condition was stable. She gained consciousness. She was transferred into Hobie's cabin. Hobie, I need to go to the rounds. Dr. Lee, can you please stay here for some time? Dr. Lee, don't worry, young. I'm going to stay here with Van. Hobie, it's almost the time of duty handover. Ju is about to be free, so be ready. Dr. Lee, yeah, don't leave me alone, at least in this situation. Hobie, I have to go. And good luck. There were a few minutes left until the night shift was over. A middle-aged man walked towards Hobie's cabin. Dr. Lee came out from the cabin seeing him. Annyeonghaseyo, Sensei name. Dr. Lee guessed the man must be Dr. Hosak's superior, so he decided to come out and greeted him generously. The man was none other than Professor Lee, Van's father. Professor Lee, I know. Looks like you and I have same surname, Lee. Professor Lee, but if I'm not wrong, it's Dr. Jung's cabin. Dr. Lee, indeed it's Dr. Jung's cabin, but currently there is a patient in the cabin just gained her consciousness, so Professor Lee showing his ID. Can I check the patient? Dr. Lee couldn't refuse the veteran doctor. Sir, she is a student doctor of the university. Last night, the girl was attacked by the murderer accused who had escaped from the Seoul detention center. Professor Lee entered into the cabin. How did she survive? Dr. Lee. Fortunately, she was trained in martial arts, so she was able to escape from her apartment, but the person threw the glass full of water that caused the main injury actually. Professor Lee, trained in martial arts and student doctor? Bravo. Professor Lee suddenly remembered his little daughter, green belt in Taekwondo, student doctor in KU. Professor Lee asked casually while checking the patient's history. How did the prisoner got into her apartment? My assumption says she's a stupid and diplomatic girl. Dr. Lee, sir, she has gained her consciousness, so Professor Lee, I don't think she's eligible for Dr. Lee. Sir, she's my little sister. You insisted to check her up. That doesn't mean you have the authority to insult the patient. Please forgive me for my rude behavior. Please have a seat. I think Dr. Jung will be back in his cabin soon. Wen could listen all the conversation between Dr. Lee and her father. She was scared in her heart, yet happy inside as her father, Professor Lee, insisted to check the patient who was coincidentally Wen, his daughter. But the way he criticized the patient, she couldn't control her tears from flowing down from her eyes, which actually caused her brain stroke. Hobie came back to his cabin soon after completing their morning rounds and saw Professor Lee was waiting in his cabin. Dr. Lee was also there, so he thought Professor Lee is aware of Wen's condition. Hobie greeted Annyeonghaseyo. He asked Dr. Lee in gesture if Professor Lee is known about Wen's condition and received positive hint from Dr. Lee. Professor Lee, Dr. Jung, hope you are fine. I know you are an emotional person, but being a doctor, you shouldn't be fooling any stupid and realistic-minded student doctor. Hobie, but I know she was wrong. It was her fault, but at this moment, her recovery is the only thing that matters, sir. And she has gained consciousness. She can hear you. Please don't be so harsh to her. Hobie, I don't know if you love her as your daughter or not, but she's my world. She's my wife. As a doctor, I can't say anything to you, but as husband of Van, I request you, Appa, Please don't use such rude words. She is treated as princess because you are the king. Please don't hurt my wife. Professor Lee was stunned for a moment as he realized that it was none other than his little daughter who was laying on the patient's bed. Hobby, I should go in and check her condition. Professor Lee realized that he actually cursed when he heard that the student doctor was trained in martial arts. Though he didn't want Van to be laying on the bed, but the reality was that Hobie partially removed the curtains to enter. Van was struggling internally, but a peaceful smile was plastered on her face. It was obvious from her eyes that her heart was wounded. Van raised her arms to touch Hobie. She gestured him to remove her oxygen mask. Tears were continuously flowing down from her eyes. Hobie peeked on her dried lips and put on her oxygen mask. Don't cry. Your health will do it. But it was too late. Blood pressure and heartbeat fluctuations indicated that she might have a brain stroke. Hobie was quick enough to do the computerized tomography scan and magnetic resonance imaging. The OT for the surgery was arranged, but Van refused. She refused to be operated. Her semi-conscious eyes were looking at Hobie's face. As a doctor, Hobie could sense what's gonna be happening in next moments. Van was transferred to the operation table just before a moment when the pre-oxygenation before the general anesthesia was about to proceed.